What's up, guys? Welcome to a video where we're going to be doing some more PVM coaching. I've not done one of these in a while, but we have someone here who is wanting to improve at Carapac hard mode. And of course, like I always say, I'm not claiming to be amazing at PVM, but this person thinks I can help out, give some tips and stuff. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at how they do the kill, and then we're going to just basically go from there and see if we can give any advice, any tips, see if there's anything that they're missing. So the goal for this one is to improve your kill time, I believe you said. So we're going to take a look and see if there's anything that we can see to begin with in your inventory and your gear and stuff, to see if there's anything that we could just say this will help straight away. And then we'll skip through a little bit. We'll probably only watch the first phase of how you deal with that, and then maybe skip through 2 and 3 really quickly, and then jump to the last phase and see how you do that. So let's take a look at your setup to begin with. First of all, holy mother of UI, this is insane. I kind of like it, but it's also insanely overwhelming. So if I miss some stuff or I take a minute to find out stuff is, we'll see what happens. So you are using the dual wield tier 88s, I think, the Sea Singer stuff. You do have 1.4 bill, so it could be worth grabbing a seismic. It's going to be a little bit of an upgrade, not going to be huge, so you know you could get a seismic main hand, and then you won't see much difference in the offhand, but yeah, it could be worth doing. You're using Madra Aura. If you do have Maniacal, that's going to help out with tons of DPS to begin with. I know you're going to take more damage, but I've already skipped to the end of this and had a quick look through, and I can see that you don't really use much food. So you're doing really well with your defensives and the way you're going through that, which is insanely good. And you could definitely use Maniacal here. You'll notice a massive difference just from that to begin with. You are using Weapon Poison, which you can see down here. You do have Elder Overloads as a combination potion because you also have renewals as well, which is great to see. And you have an Adrenaline renewal. You've got most of the stuff that I would recommend normally, right? Like you're doing really well. We're gonna let this first bit play out. You use Sunshine at the beginning. You use Smoke Cloud here. You are using Cinderbanes as well. And then you have 4 pieces of tank gear. You've got crippling boots, a body, and helmet, and you have Sea Singer's legs. So this is fine. You could maybe... You don't have a Staff of Armadil, so you may want to use Blast Fusion boots. They're going to be a bit more damage because then you can use Detonate. And if you can use Detonate with an auto and like Wild Magic or something, which I know you're on Revolution, but I'm fairly sure that they've set Revolution up now so that Detonate, if you trigger it, and then use an ability, it will also auto. I think I could be wrong on that. People who know can let me know in the comments if that's true or not. But it is good to see that you are using Exanue as well. If you use Tsunami, like it's fine. You can use Inside Fear and then Tsunami and then thingy. But as long as you're not just camping Inside Fear, you will get more out of your Exanue. I'm pretty confident in that. And I'm assuming, I think it's a Gothic Staff in your Essence of Finality. I can see the -2 there, so I'm going to say that's probably a Gothic Staff. So you're doing good with the dodging of the things. I think your mechanics are pretty good from what I've seen. Like you're going under to make sure that there's not many clones come in, and mostly it's just gonna be DPS. It's good to see you got a Vuln Bomb and you have a Ripper Demon. Now one thing you can do straight away is change your Super Restores here for Spiritual Prayer Potions. And like I say, you barely use any food because like you do really well with food. You could definitely chuck probably 2 Blubbers away as well, 2 Restores away, and get 4 or 5 even Spiritual Prayer Potions, whatever you feel comfortable with, and use those and just drink them throughout the fight. Like you don't need to use them just to restore your thing, but they also make your Ripper Demon do more damage too because they can keep specking and keep specking. If you keep downing those before you have things like a Staff of Armadil and stuff, these carry big time. Like Ripper Demons are huge damage, so bringing Spiritual Prayer Potions 100% going to be worth doing. I would absolutely recommend that. Going to make a massive difference. Now I'm going to have a quick look at your ability usage here. It looks like you're very much focused on the Gothic Staff, which is fine. Like Gothic Staff is good damage and it's good to see you using it. But I want to see if you are going to use Wild Magic now, and then let's fix. Okay, there we go. Okay, you got it. Cool. So you are using thresholds, but I would prioritize these before Gothic Staff. Now the reason I would do that is, one, if they're on cooldown, then they're coming off of cooldown sooner, right? You can use them more often. Gothic Staff costs way more adrenaline as well. They only cost 15. I think Gothic Staff costs you 25. So it's definitely worth prioritizing those. And then it looks like you're ignoring Rack and Ruin. I don't actually know if that's worth doing. I would say it probably is, so that you can keep getting out the damage, but Rack's good now, right? So it could be different. People again in chat can let me know if it's worth avoiding Rack and Ruin or not. As for your DPS overall, like you've just got that same mechanic again there. With the Spiritual Prayer Potions for Ripper Demons, you would have got through that pretty quick. I would say you would have been fine, and you would have definitely noticed a lot of a difference if you're using Maniacal as well. So that's probably going to be your next big thing. Getting Maniacal and getting Spiritual Prayer Potions is going to make a huge difference. Your Vuln Bomb is still on and your Smoke Cloud is still on, but we do have 2 minutes here. I'm going to skip forward a little bit to the next bit, and your Smoke Cloud again is still there. Beautiful. Okay, so you are keeping this on. I think you let it drop a little bit later and then it kind of stays off possibly. Let's see. Okay, it's still on phase 3. Okay, I missed it completely. So your Smoke Cloud is fine. You can definitely apply it on these clones here as well, though. You are using Vuln, which is good to see. Like I say, your mechanics are really, really freaking good. So it's just going to be down to your DPS. Now, you are on Revolution, and this is definitely going to make a difference to your DPS in some sense, but not to the point where it's going to be the end of the world. And I see you are using keybinds for your thresholds and stuff, so you are kind of in a good place for that anyway. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it too much. As for what you're doing in the actual phases, I don't think there's really much to add, in all honesty. You've got your Zuck Cape, so you can use your Omni Power and stuff. I think you're just looking at gear, using Erypidemon with familiars, like with Spiritual Prayer Potions, and using Maniacal as well. I don't think there's a whole lot more you can get out of this without going into like coming off of Revolution and maybe using 4-ticking with the staff or buying an upgrade. So if we're not talking about just spending money, then those are probably the things that I would mention to begin with. Just change your aura to the Maniacal aura. It's worth it, 100%. You'll notice a massive damage difference. And so I just noticed during editing that you are camping a Look of the Dwarves. Bro, get a Channeler's Ring. Come on, get a Channeler's Ring. Gonna help you out loads. You want to get this. But in all seriousness, a Channeler's Ring is going to be a big difference from camping a Look of the Dwarves. You'll definitely see an increase from this. Start including Detonate into your rotation. It's really good. Detonate's a really, really good ability. It just is before you get, even with Staff of Armadillo now, it's really good. It's definitely worth doing. If you can release that with another ability as well. Get the Spiritual Prayer Potions. So let's take a look at your last phases then, shall we? You can come through. There we go. Right, last phase. So we've got the first clone. You're going to use Vitpot, jump over, and you are going to Time Warp and then Sunshine, I assume. Yep, perfect. So like I said, your stuff's really good. Now, one thing here that you're going to regret is using a adrenaline renewal while you're on Time Warp, because what's going to happen is you get that adrenaline and then you're going to Time Warp back, and that adrenaline is already reset back to 100, right? Like you use Time Warp with Sunshine and then you use the adrenaline potion. You don't need to do that. I'm assuming, do you have Limitless? You might not have Limitless. I can't see it, but your UI is insane. So I don't think you do. Okay, so you don't have Limitless. Maybe you did that to use Devotion there, but I don't think you should have used Devotion here. Now, the reason that I wouldn't use Devotion right away is, yes, you're getting hit by this care pack at the back and you're getting hit by this care pack on the side that you jumped into the clone of, but everything else is still hitting the clones, right? So what I would have done is focus purely on damage. You got an Omni Power off before the Time Warp, great to see. I would have purely focused on damage and save the Devotion for when these clones are getting low, because you're going to get this one low and then you're going to change target, right? And then this one might die to your clone. If it does, that freaking sucks, but no, it's okay. Is it? Yeah, it's fine. So if you kill this one down and then use Devotion, like you could use it now, turn around and kill this other clone, you would then extend your Devotion, and it's going to make your life a lot better here and allow you to focus more on DPS. The longer you have Devotion up in this phase, the better you are at throwing out DPS, because you don't have to worry about anything else, right? So if you Devotion there, and then you could have gone across, and then here, I would stand directly between Kerapac and the clone, because you're going to Sunshine here, right? What you want to do is Sunshine right between, and I think you've used quite a bit of time here actually, because you're on full adrenaline pretty much straight away, right? You get over here, use a couple abilities, use a defensive there, you get to full adrenaline, and then you can Sunshine now. Okay, you do use it pretty quick, but you want to place it between, and that's because it'll last. So this Kerapac clone's already halfway dead. You're gonna have to ditch this Sunshine in a second, and that's not fun. Yeah, so you Time Warp to use Sunshine. I would have done that between here, and then when you Time Warp back, you get full adrenaline again, and you can drop all your DPS on this main Kerapac as well, because this is going to die pretty quick, and you're going to end up with 30 seconds of Sunshine left. That's a lot of time, and unfortunately, it's just dumb. I mean, you could do another Sunshine, right? But you've just missed out on a ton of free adrenaline and stuff and damage that you could use here. So definitely place that between. Pretty much on this point here, or where your character stood right now, is perfect, and you can notice the difference with that. Now, killing these clones throughout the whole thing, you were pretty quick in the sense that, like, with the gear that you've got, it's fine. But again, with Maniacal and with the the spiritual prayer potions, your Ripper Demon is going to help you get through those a hell of a lot quicker, like way quicker. You'll notice a massive difference straight away. And like I said, at that point you can ignore using devotion at the beginning, and you can focus on saving it for when they're about to die. Use devotion, kill the first one, kill the second one, and then head over, and you'll still have devotion on, and you can focus on dropping your sunshine here with the time warp, kill this one off, and then kill this one off. So it's pretty much the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to kill them both with the devotion. Then you can focus on pure damage. Now on here, you've not used Smoke Cloud, and I don't think you use Smoke Cloud on any of these ones as well. So you definitely want to do that. Obviously, there's a lot going on in this phase. There's a ton going on in this phase, but apply the Smoke Cloud. It will make a big difference. You're not critting loads because you're not on Grim, right? So it's not like huge, but when you do crit, it's 3 damage increase. Once every 2 minutes, definitely worth doing. The last thing I'm going to say, because everything else seems fine, right? Like everything else seems pretty okay. You're really good at using your defensives. Your food's insanely good. So definitely get spiritual prayer potions. 100% get spiritual prayer potions. But the next thing would be get a defender. You can use a defender. So you pretty much did this full last care pack, I think, with a shield. Where we at? Let's jump over to where you start killing him. Yeah, okay, so your shield's on now, and I think it stays on for the rest of this. Yeah, you're like 1v1 in care pack with just your shield on, which is fine, and like you're doing a good job with your thing. What I would suggest you do is try and unlock a defender. You're definitely in a position where you can get all of them, I would say, and even if you just get the one from Nex, it allows you to use Great Concentrated Blast while camping your defender to be able to then use defense abilities and make your life a lot better. So definitely check that out, work on getting a defender. So as an overall final thing, just now that we've been through the editing and we're right at the end, you want to take a look at using Maniacal, Blast Fusion Boots, Spiritual Prayer Potions, use some Quorm Incense Sticks to increase the poison damage that you do. Unlock a Defender is going to help you by using your Great Concentrated Blast while you still have your Defender and your defense abilities available. Take a quick look over and practice the bit on phase 4 where I was saying to just focus on DPS when you use your Sunshine and stuff, and then use your Devotion just as the 2 clones are going to die, because there's not too many things hitting you at the beginning, and Carapac's doing less damage until the clones start dying. You do have 1.4 bills, so buying a challenge ring will probably be pretty useful, and then some other upgrades as well, such as maybe consider looking into upgrading your weapons. Tier 88 to tier 90 is not going to be huge, but it's still a step in the right direction. And then finally, I don't know what your perks are like because we didn't see them in this video, but if you haven't upgraded your perks yet, focus on your perks. They're going to be huge. Perks make a big difference, so it's definitely something to consider. If you need help with that, then just DM me again on Discord with what perks you've got, and we can talk about what's probably better. Or there's just the RuneScape wiki link that shows you the optimal perks. I'll link that in the description. But other than that, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me on Discord again. If anyone else watching has any questions or any advice for this person, then drop them down in the comments. But otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.